Hello and what is up everyone, welcome back to another video, and this is game 3 between EG and Complexity in DreamLeague Season 8 playoffs. Winner of this game will go on to the grand finals. Loser of course plays against DC, and of course the winner of that will go on to play in the grand finals. But for now we're going to see who wins this one right here. I'm going to turn the volume up, it was a little bit low. Actually I'm going to do that in game. Probably a better idea here. Not too high though, because I don't have my headset on right now. I don't want it to bleed through my mic. Sorry about that. But again, the series is tied 1-1 here. EG with the first pick. Rubik crit has some insane plays. I would say game-winning plays in the last game. Just imagine if Complexity actually got the Aegis there. Not only did he get the Aegis steal, but he also solo killed Limp in the process. So if you guys didn't see that, I actually missed it on camp, but unfortunately we have rewind in these replay casts. And again, I'm doing some ghetto replay, so we got the ghetto replay, or I'm doing the ghetto cast, so we got the ghetto replay system here, otherwise known as rewind the game until you watch the play happen again. But enough of that, let's just get into the draft here. We got Complexity with the AA Sand King. Again, starting with the Sand King pick here, probably for Mu again. He had some pretty solid plays. His early game was not the greatest, I would say, as he definitely died a little bit too many times. It delayed his Blink Dagger. He didn't get his Blink till 20 minutes, and he had to go for a Drums build. So he went for the first item, Drums, rather than a Blink Rush. But it still resulted in him getting a really late blink. So no one from Complexity was really starting fights until pretty late in the game. And at that point, EG was just taking control of the map, and RTZ was getting super fat. But looking at the bans here, they're seemingly afraid of this potential Drow strat coming out from EG, as they did start off with two ranged heroes, and Puck, of course, fitting in really well with the Drow strat. And they're also going to take away Arteezy's AM. I think AM's a pretty strong hero in this patch, and Arteezy is an AM specialist. He didn't mention that it's probably one of his best heroes or most satisfying heroes to play, I think. So wouldn't be surprised if EG jump at any opportunity they can get to pull out that AM. As for EG though, they're banning out some Complexity heroes. Most notably there's Viper, Nature's Prophet, and IO. Even the Beastmaster, of course. Mu played that hero so well at TI, 2 TIs ago, TI 6, actually knocking EG out of TI 6. So they probably remember that in the back of their minds. And Beastmaster is a pretty solid pick right now. So all of EG's bans here making sense. But second phase, we're going to see a Undying pick coming out for a Complexity. And that's such a Complexity hero. What Undying can do is he pretty much wins a lane. Not really how a Lich wins the lane, but he is very annoying to deal with. And if you don't pick the proper hero to lane up against an Undying lane, he's just going to take over. The thing is, if you do have the proper heroes to lane against Undying, he feels a little bit underwhelming. So we're going to see how EG deal with this pick here coming out from Complexity. So they have very strong lanes at this point. AA, Undying. Super strong support duo in the early game. However, they both lack Disable later on, and EG will get the Enchantress pickup, so this is going to help bolster their early laning stage, having that extra creep. And Complexity don't really have an easy way to get rid of that creep. No Mirana or anything coming out from them. And speaking of Mirana, I actually don't think it would be a bad pick here coming out from Complexity, as they will pick the 4th pick CK going along with the Ancient Apparition. It's a very strong combination. The AACK, huge burst damage, along with Undying as the lane harasser as well. I think Undying Sand King is a deadly duo, and EG have yet to pick their safe laner, but they have to be careful what they pick here for Arteezy, because I'm assuming it will be a support Enchantress. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure this is going to be mid Puck for Samael, and they're going to go with the Tiny for Arteezy. And this could either pay off or it could backfire, as Tiny with 0 armor. Chaos Knight has a minus armor ability. If Complexity is going to match the AACK lane against Tiny, and then they put the Sand King Undying in the other lane, I just don't see how EG wins their laning stage. Again, I do think the Puck is going to be mid here for EG. Enchantress is going to be taken by Universe in the off lane, so we'll be a core Enchantress, and they're saving their last pick here. Actually, I don't know if that makes sense now, because why would they pick Tiny here if they're not planning on last picking their mid for Sumail? But even then, they're not going to be able to have the overall last pick as they did start off with the first pick. So either way, mid is going to be countered. So I don't know about EG's draft in this game here. I think Tiny is not a bad hero. Maybe it's a Tiny support. That could be it. It's a whole debate all along. Complexities right now thinking it's Tiny carry because that's what EG has been doing. Right, even what other team picked Tiny? I'm trying to remember. It was an NA team. Was it Complexity themselves? No, it was DC, I believe. We can check here. We'll fact check real quick. Go to DreamLeague. You can see the other game. Fortunately, the NA games aren't up, so we're not going to know, but I'm pretty sure it was DC. Anyway, the last band coming out from Complexity will be the Ogre. Very good combination with Tiny. Fear played a great Ogre in the last game as well. Definitely secured Arteezy his lane there in the top lane with the Gyrocopter. Pretty obvious pick if the Tiny is core, which I'm assuming it's core, but again, EG might be able to switch it up. I don't know, because I don't feel like Tiny core is the best pick for them here. I feel like he just gets shredded by CK in the late game. Just absolutely shredded, like one shot shredded even. Same thing with Enchantress and Puck. They just have no answer to the CK, and not even in the laning stage, because I guess their best lane matchup against the CK would be Enchantress. But like, what happens if CK just TPs the other lane? Alright, Tiny was just there to create some space. We got to pick the rock, and then the person that makes people into rocks. We got the last pick, Medusa. So it will be an off-lane Puck and a support Enchantress. We got that Medusa mid for Sumail, and that's their counter to CK. Alright, they realize this CK is going to be a major problem. He counters all of their first 4 picks. So they better have a counter to this CK, and it's going to be the Medusa. And I don't think that Complexity have any way to deal with Sumail in the mid lane. Again, their support's very strong in a dual side lane combo, but in terms of invading and trying to kill mid, especially Dusa, who's fairly tanky if he toggles that mana shield, I just don't see how they can stop Sumail from farming. And with Sumail being able to get free farm in his lane, it's going to prevent the CK from going crazy later on. And alright, I called it there. I'm so smart. So it will be a last pick Mirana for Complexity. I knew that this pick was pretty great. I think with the Medusa last pick, of course, OD would have been better, but if you notice, EG did ban it out. So it will be a Mirana last pick for Limp. We're going to see Limp take the mid lane again. And Complexity actually put a lot of harass on the mid lane in the last game, and they might do it this game. Again, it's not easy to do with just AA or Undying, so it's not a scenario in the last game where they can just send the Winter Wyvern mid, or it was one hero mid. In the last game, it was Winter Wyvern, and just keep killing Sumail over and over again. It's going to take the work of both supports. But if they do take both supports to the mid lane, it's going to have to sacrifice one of their 2 side lanes, either Moo's lane or CK's lane, which I feel like they need to have both these heroes have a pretty decent start, as they actually don't have a real answer to Medusa in the late game. She gets that level 25, I mean, with a Scotty, and even going for the Agnum's build potentially against the CK. I mean, Chessie's gonna be irrelevant in a late game, I would say. And Arteezy can start to get tanky as well if they get to that point with Assault Curious, even maybe going for a Butterfly. I think Butterfly on Tiny right now is not bad, considering he has no armor, and that evasion will definitely help him out a lot. And I mean, EG's draft definitely looks like it scales better in the late game, but we're going to see what Complexity can do with theirs. Again, the winner of this game goes on to the grand finals. The loser goes up against DC in the loser's bracket. And we're going to get right into the game here. So we got Complexity on the Dire once again here. And we're going to see Moo on the Sand King. playing it, I think the third time in this series, second time, I don't know. I didn't catch fully the first game. I don't remember what he was playing. Oh, what is Samil? Alright, he's dropping some items here. I don't know what that was about. Some BM, I don't know what he's doing. He's just dropping some sticks for fun, I guess. That's the APM boosting. You know, you gotta drop the sticks. Drop your stick. EE Sama. So Arteezy looking to start top again as he's starting up here next to the top rune. Complexity going with the invade on the bottom side. There's already a ward popped out here by Universe, I believe. Someone popped him the ward. So again, we're going to see an aggro lane from EG, and they're just liking these aggro lanes. And the thing is about aggressive lanes is it's actually maybe more favorable than going for a safe lane tri lane. Sure, the wave does meet out really far next to the safe lane, but that also means that you can just pull this side camp a lot easier. And you have to pull this and pull it to the side this way, right? So it meets the creeps here, and you pretty much have to pull it around like the 30-minute or 30-second mark as well as minute marks. So that pretty much means that it's really difficult to pull if you are in the safe lane, as either you're not going to get the creeps or it's going to be too late, right? Because if you're pulling it at the 30-second mark, usually your creeps are going to be like here already meeting the enemy creeps, so you're not going to get a chance to pull it off because the creeps will lose aggro. And we're going to see an aggro dual lane here from Complexity as well. So aggro dual lane versus aggro dual lane, they're actually going to pair up the AA as well as the Sand King rather than AA and CK, which is surprising. The thing is, Undying can dish out some more harass than AA can. AA, which I would say has more kill potential, however. Alright, top lane, Arteezy already having the tree, tosses it at Z-Freak. It's a pretty common build. Oh, and Fear gets the courier kill, snipes Mirana's tangos. That's going to be annoying for Limp. The thing is, that's something you gotta watch out for when you're playing against an Enchantress or Chen, because they don't have anything else to do at the 30-second mark anymore, because the camps don't spawn till 1 minute. But in the top lane, we see the go onto Mu. Arteezy slaps him with the tree, and they don't have toss or stun yet, which means that Mu will actually survive. And Mu doesn't have a stun either. He actually went for the level 1 Caustic Finale. Now Fear coming in with the tomato creep. Maybe looking to go over the wraparound on the top lane, as Mu is fairly low, doesn't have a self. But maybe not. He's waiting for 2 creeps. Alright, he's waiting for the secure 2 creeps for this gank here. He's gonna clean up the camp as well. On the bottom lane, Universe getting zoned out from getting last hits. It's pretty annoying. Can't really be down here, but Limp, after losing his courier like that, is definitely far behind. Even bought another set of tangos, forced back to base, and again, Medusa is a very strong laner, and as predicted, Complexity not even bothering to mess with Sumail, which means that he will have free farm in the top lane. Arteezy isn't doing too bad either, so this early game is heavily favoring EG at this point. Again, it all goes down to Undying deciding to start bottom. He doesn't really harass that well, or get kills, so even though Universe is getting harassed, he's not dying, so he's still here getting experience. In the top lane, we're going to see the 2 creeps come in, the tomatoes almost expiring, it's going to be sent to its death. Actually, it just explodes. Look at that, it dies with the Caustic Finale. That looks like a painful death as Arteezy comes in with a 2-man stun, actually hits onto Mu as well as Z-Freak, and Fear with the long range auto attacks, finishing off the kill there onto Z-Freak, and Enchantress already winning EG this lane. So I was super surprised that CK actually wouldn't start up against the tiny lane, but they're just favoring shutting down Universe, which means that they're sacrificing Mu and sacrificing mid as well. Arteezy tosses another tree onto Mu, gets the stun. Mu stuns himself as well, or Mu gets his stun off onto Arteezy. I mean, he didn't stun himself. Technically, he stunned himself as he stunned through the avalanche. And gets a stun there onto Fear as well. And now Kyle has made the rotation. And I thought he would be up here a lot sooner. But Fear healing up with the Nature's Attendants. He's staying alive for now. Gets a slow off onto Mu, but there comes another stun, and Z-Freak will finish off the double kill. And one thing to note is actually will be Z-Freak on the Ancient Apparition. Normally you expect Z-Freak to take the Undying, but he's playing, I guess, the greedier Ancient Apparition. They can try to scale him with Agnum's Midas. As Undying doesn't scale that well. I mean, he scales well with levels, but in terms of items, it gets very farmed. Unless it gets very, very farmed, like I'm talking Ags, BKB, and all these items to allow him to frontline. It doesn't feel that impactful. And again, as a support, you're normally not going to be able to get that, as he's not the fastest farmer. We're going to see a stack here from Z-Freak. Moo was forced back to base the heal. And PZ with this tree here again. Actually leveling up the tree. And I believe this is the common carry build now. It's going to increase your farm speed. You can use it for harass and lane as well. And seems like it's legit. I guess 3 attacks. Gives bonus damage to buildings and bonus damage to him as well. Alright, we're going to see the tree grab here. Kyle gets lifted in the air. RTZ has the stun available, but he's going to use the tree to hit some creeps. And it's very hard to last hit against Tiny when he does have the tree up. We're going to see the tornado in the top lane as well. So, a bunch of action here top. But let's look what's happening mid. As Samael is just free farming. Limp is not having a very good time in the top lane. They will finish off the Wild Ring Ripper. And finally, Complexity will go with the lane swap. I'm surprised that they didn't do this earlier, but Jesse's level 4 now. He's fairly strong against his 0 armor Tiny. I guess not 0 armor, as he did go for the Bazzi. I think this is a requirement at this point. As what other item can you build for early armor? I guess you can just go with the casual ring into an urn, but it doesn't feel good on a Tiny. Bazzi gives him the mana regen, which is much needed. But with the lane swap from Complexity, EG will just lane swap as well. I just want this Tiny up against the Sand King. And normally this isn't a good matchup for Tiny, but I feel like with this new Tiny, he can just toss trees, push out the wave relatively quickly. Did he just pop his mango by accident there? He was pretty full on mana, but he's going to use a tree grab. And look at the harass coming out onto Moo. He's going to eat a stun to the face now. Classic Finales will pop. And Universe looking to contest the pull here. He'll pull the creep wave to himself. And even this 1v1 lane is not looking too bad for TZ at all, but they're going to actually rotate Limp down here. Only level 4. Alright, Limp is losing his lane hard. Alright, I didn't look at the CS. I saw Samael free farming mid, and I knew that he was going to be ahead, but I didn't know that he would be this ahead. 19 denies on Samael means that Limp's only level 4, the same level as Moo. And look at the harass Moo's taking. Alright, here's the stun. They want to land the arrow, but the creep wave is in the way. Instead, Moo will just leap forward, gets the Starstorm, not the double hit. The arrow doesn't hit as well, but Moo will come in, finishes off the kill there, and Ortiz will go down. But that was a pretty big commitment there from Limp. However, Samael free farming the mid lane, casual point and split shot. I like that, not bad. And split shot always hits on all the targets now. It doesn't scale up in terms of extra targets. It will always hit on 3 extra targets. In the top lane, we're gonna see CK get gone on. He did commit his ultimate to try to survive and turn around, maybe get a kill, but Arteezy has made the rotation, tosses the tree, finishes off the kill onto Chessie, and this is looking like a great early game for EG. This core Tiny definitely working out. He's I would say a lot stronger laner than you expect the Tiny to be because of this tree grab. I'm sure he's still very susceptible to getting ganked with the Keel. That's going to give him 1 extra armor, so 3 armor on him now. Not too bad, as he's fairly tanky. It doesn't have a bad strength gain at all. And you see the TPs come in from Complexity. They're looking to defend their tower. There's a stolen catapult here from Fear. He's going to keep that alive for as long as he can. Jesse tries to get the catch, but doesn't find anyone. They did commit the tombstone. In the bottom lane, we're going to see Crit actually just rotate down here and take the farm as no one else is, as they're actually going to play 3 tops with 2 cores. Ortiz picking up the bounty rune, will be building into the treads, or he's going to be picking up the bounty rune. And the thing about Tiny is, look how well he can jungle. Oh, Dusa, what? Samael? What was he doing here? Alright, this calls for a Hachi instant replay. Of all the people I expect to die, alright, he's just literally playing behind the tier 1. Gets caught out by Moo into the arrow. Z-Freak is here as well, and that's a little bit of a cocky play there from Samael. Right, that's the end of the instant replay there. Sorry for the T-Tours, but good thing we got the live cast Hachi instant replays only found on the Art of Dota channel here. And Samael will be back in the mid lane after that death. Quite an unfortunate death, as he was pretty far ahead. That's going to give a little bit of something to Limp, but he's still very far behind. Top lane, the tower will fall to Universe, but he gets caught out. Look at that soul rip. Oh man. Kyle with the 2 points in the soul rip. Maximum damage there, and just explodes Universe into a bloody pulp. There is a pretty cool animation on that ability, I gotta say. RTZ is back in the bottom lane. Has a clarity running right now, looking to set up a kill here. Gets the stun from the trees. Doesn't have a tree though, so not gonna be able to have that extra bonus damage. But he gets the stun through. Alright, the tree toss, one hit, there's the toss. And that's so clowny. But they will secure the kill. And RTZ will be back to farming. Has the treads now, so his attack speed's not looking too bad. And level 6, he will level up his ultimate. Samael in the mid lane is still doing great. Oh, there's a dive here in the bottom lane. RTZ getting caught out. The Dream Coil was used onto Z-Freak. They wanted to try to dive him. RTZ running away with his tree. Here comes the arrow. RTZ sidesteps it. Doesn't even need to, as it reached its max range. But keep in mind, Samael is still farming great. Went a little bit over aggressively in there in the mid lane. Ended up going down, but is still farming very good. Even stacking up ancients for himself. Not even leveling up point in ultimate. Gonna pop that snake onto move just to burn his mana. As for Fear, he's not doing that bad himself either. Has the medallion up and ready to go. And almost level 6, and he's gonna be able to start to toss out those impetuses. Impetus? Impeti? Impetus? I don't know. Anyway, RTZ in the bottom lane. He's kind of low level, same level as Crit actually, as he's been rotating around a lot and even looking for the kills. But again, I didn't mention that that's fine. He's not expected to carry the game here for EG at all. It's Medusa, that's her job, and that's why Samael has been playing pretty passive. And there's a bit of an aggressive play here, trying to just cut the creep wave behind the tier 1, but definitely gonna take a more reserved approach at this lane now, just tossing out these mana things and burning Moo's mana casually. It's gonna be quite annoying for him. Kyle did make the rotation down here mid, but there's not much they can do. Again, Medusa is pretty much unkillable at this point. They're going to drop the tombstone. Here comes the AA blast as well. For nothing. And they got the 10-minute catapult stolen here by Fear. And they can use that to just slowly push down this tower. And Limp, again, can't really be mid. Samael, it's going to be too annoying for him to lane against. So he's going to instead set up shop here in the bottom lane. Picks himself up his treads here. And he's made quite a bit of a comeback. We open up the net worth here real quick, and you see that. I mean, he's still very far behind, but he's up there in terms of net worth. You can see the Dream Coil on the move. The tower falls. Move will stun away. Gets stunned up by the Dream Coil, but they will not be able to chase. Bottom lane getting pushed in by Limp. Samael will be here, and he's like, yo, remember me? And he's here and ready to defend. You can just go into the jungle and farm up real quick as well. The 2 points in a split shot. And he's pretty high level here as well. He'll soon have the max split shot. And this is just expected Dusa gameplay. You're just going to farm up. You're going to Rice, AFK Rice for most of the game until you come out with 6 slots and there's unkillable. This is a lot of space for Chessie. He's had a fairly good game. Did die once in the top lane, but now he's farming pretty good. Has his armlet up. And flying out to him here. I believe you should have it. Yeah, the armlet recipe's on the courier. Kyle on a warding mission here. Might get caught out, but Moo has the haste rune. Zoning crit away as well as RTZ. And RTZ will go for the Yasha, so there's the extra move speed. Bottom lane, Fear covering Medusa with us ward here. And Samael is just looking to just slowly take down towers. They even got this Alpha Wolf here boosting his damage. Again, I don't see them getting this kill. Oh no, never mind. Look at the damage coming from the medallion. Alright, it was enough even without level 6 on the Enchantress. But speaking of Enchantress, Limp comes in with the Starfall. That's an easy kill. The dog died. Rest in peace, doggy. And this mana snake just pops Limp back. Burns all his mana. And Samael is just going to slowly take the tower. He has the Mask of Madness. And his damage output is actually not a joke because he's so high level. He's hitting pretty hard, has the 25 damage talent as well. Meanwhile, on the top lane, we're going to see Moo and Kyle look to make a play onto Crit, but he's a little bit too far back. Chessie with the armlet feeling confident now, ready to push in onto the tier 1. But again, EG has already claimed 2 tier 1s on the map. Well, I don't even know if Complexity can get this top one. Arteezy finds Moo, hits him with the tree, gets the stun on him as well, tosses him back onto Fear, actually making him do less damage with Impetus there. And there's a tree toss. Oh, it misses as Moo jukes to the side. And he will get away. I think that would have killed him for sure. Nice juke there from Moo. Bottom lane still under slow siege, and again, they don't want to deal with this Medusa at all. If they take a fight around her, it's almost surely a lost fight. As with Sumail being this farmed, I don't think they can really match up against Dusa. So instead, just gonna let Link deal with the creeps and just play it slow. And EG anticipating a potential play on the bottom lane here, as Sumail has been down here for long enough, and will they catch out Move? The stun doesn't hit actually, but the toss brings him into the air, and they will finish off the kill. The arrow comes through, hits onto no one, and now all of EG situated in the bottom lane except for Universe, and they're going to finish off this tier 1. Crit comes over with the warding, but Kyle is prepared with the D ward, so one ward down for EG, but soon to be one tower down for Complexity. And there's Arteezy with the stun, the toss back into the Centaur combo. Sick play there, but alright, here comes the TP rotations. Arteezy gets hit by the arrow, but it's actually reduced because of his ultimate. Chessie pops his ultimate to try to look for a fight, but Arteezy is already unstunned. Alright, status resistance, good effect. And Sumail, after committing the ultimate, realizes, alright, we're not going to be able to get this tier 1 bottom anymore, so he's going to go back to farming the jungle camp. CK ultimate committed, but Chessie's going to be able to just use those illusions to jungle, so not like much was wasted there. Both teams used their ultimates, no one really came ahead there. Let's say EG definitely favored because they had Universe farming the top lane this whole time. He wasn't involved in any of that, so he's going to have his Blink Dagger real soon once he wants to buy it. But now Complexity will go with the counter push onto the bottom lane as they realize they leave. But in the mid lane, Arteezy as well as Crit finds the kill there onto Z-Freak. And speaking of Z-Freak, what is he going for? Yeah, it will be the Midas on his AA. And look at this, real solid on this Tiny. Arteezy stacking the Ancients, going to be able to farm it up with his tree as well. Again, I think this new Tiny is not bad. He just needs to build into what he lacks, and that's attack speed and that's armor. So you get the Yasha, you get the Agi items, and you're a pretty strong hero. But Complexity looking to go with the Moonlight Shadow wrap around here. Will they find anyone? They don't want to run into Sumail. He's a little bit too hard to kill. And Arteezy and Crit has moved way far to the side here. And, oh, they find Universe. That's quite unexpected. Universe definitely didn't expect to see them there. And he will go down. Fortunately, I missed the kill. I thought they were getting no one. Stopped following them for that reason. I just want to watch this Tiny, man. This carry Tiny seems so fun now with this tree. You can toss your tree at people. That's pretty clowny. But Complexity grouping up in the mid lane. They're looking to make this push. They have the CK ultimate again in about 10 seconds. And Chessie's looking to dive deep. Got hit by the snake there. Took a lot of damage. But now they're going to pull Sumail back. I don't know if they can kill him though. He has the Force Staff. And I just baited Chessie into this one. He's caught by the Dream Coral. Crit with the stolen epicenter? Was it the stolen epicenter in that fight? The tombstone gets dropped on the high ground, but Sumail cleans it up from the low. Kyle getting caught out now, and there's the tree chunking him through. Sumail barely took any damage there as well. Didn't even have to commit his ultimate. Now I think EG can head into Roshan. They wanted to cancel the TP there onto Moo, but he did get away just in time. And actually, they're not going to go for Roshan, even with the medallion, as Moo doesn't have epicenter. I don't know. They're going for kills though. They're looking for Z-Freak. They're not going to find him. He's going to drop down his Ice Vortex just for the extra move speed. And EG don't feel confident going Rosh yet. They're just going to go back to jungling on the Dusa. And you can farm these camps very efficiently, of course. In the meantime though, Arteezy doing some damage on this top tower. Toss for some extra damage. And Tiny feels pretty strong, especially at taking towers early on. Normally you look to heroes like, Lone Druid, and what other carry takes towers pretty quickly. Actually, Wraith King takes towers pretty quickly now with his new talent, so it was Tiny and Wraith King definitely getting a huge buff to their tower taking potential early on. guess Vengeful Spirit will take towers early, but speaking of Arteezy, oh my god. There's the status resistance coming into effect there, but it won't matter as he still will go down with the matter of bringing him back in. That's what I was talking about. CK just melting Tiny, and we saw it there. But in the meantime, though, EG does sneak the Rosh, so Arteezy space creation for EG. CK Ultimate was committed. There's the Echo Saber show as well. Oh, Moo playing around with EG. Does get the Sandstorm to blink away. Sumail will be going for the Ags. He will be going for the Ags to counter the CK. And he's going to have it very soon. I would say like 4 minutes from now. If he keeps up this pace of farming and with the Ags, I mean, CK is rendered null and void. And we see how strong the Tiny is there, actually. So just imagine if the CK illusions were just immediately deleted by Medusa in a full-on team fight. And Tiny just can't get stunned. Will survive for sure, and he's building right into armor as well. His next item queued up will be an Assault Cuirass, and that casual plate mail will come a long way for him. As well as this Solar Crest soon to come on Fear once he gets it up, but he wants to go for this Drums first for some extra tank. Universe does have his Blink Dagger complete, and he finds the catcher onto Moo. Gets silenced up. TP comes out from Sumail. Will they have enough damage to finish off Moo? And they will. The Mask Mana's on Sumail. He's hitting fairly hard. He does have his level 15 talent as well. Extra Mystic Snake Mana Steal. And later on, hold on. If he gets Lifesteal on Dusa, does he Lifesteal from all his attacks? Because Split Shot uses modifiers. Does that work like that? I don't know. I'm going to have to test it. That would be insane. Anyway, in the mid lane, EG looking to make a play here. Chessie playing pretty cautiously. He realizes something is coming. Doesn't have his ultimate for another 15 seconds. Universe gets the jump. Doesn't have the Dream Claws. They use the top to kill Universe. Limp pops out some illusion wounds to scout, and they will run into EG. And actually, he's just gonna move them back to mid. They know where EG is for sure. Sumail is taking his top tower. Tower secured. And mid lane, Universe still messing around with Chessie. It's going to be quite annoying for him. He will be going for the Blink Dagger build so he can get initiation. Again, his time of effectiveness is going to fall off soon, very soon. Sumail is literally 700 gold away from his Agnes, and once that comes out, I don't know how Complexity take a team fight. I mean, literally, Chessie can blow up one hero, then all his illusions are gone, and he's no longer a hero. At least in the team fights. I mean, he's still doing a bit of damage, but not much, especially once the AC comes out on Arteezy. And speaking of Arteezy, he's not farming, he's just playing here, covering some mail. They want to gain as much map control off of his Aegis as possible. Look at that mana steal, it's quite annoying. Chessie tosses out the stun. We got a tornado in the back here as well, that's super annoying. Alright, Limp has had enough of that, sends the arrow right into the Wildkin's face. But Sumail is slowly taking the tower, gets the medallion popped on him. Limp actually with the deny. Move stuns on the back, but Crit steals the Burrow Strike, gets it back onto Chessie, and he's dead. I mean, he pops the ultimate, but I mean, he's not going to do anything. He's dead. Sumail gets frozen in place. Here comes the Epicenter from Moo, but he blinks, get cancelled, and alright, Epicenter onto no one. And Arteezy looking to go high ground, tossing Kyle back potentially, but doesn't manage to catch up with him. And Moo will TV back in base. Both Limp as well as Chessie are dead. Moo gets a nice stun there onto Sumail, but he still has the Aegis. And he has the Aghanim coming as well. The buybacks forced out of Limp, and Sumail's just burning everyone's mana. Will they commit for this? I think they can. But I think the safer play is to back. And AA Blast definitely is not to be underestimated. And this Aegis is running out soon. I think literally 5 seconds from now. Universe does have his duels completed now, continuing to split push the lanes. We're going to see the Aegis expire. Alright, I mistimed it. It's another minute. So we got another minute on the Aegis. EG actually backed off there. Again, I feel like they could have continued, but again, they're not in a rush at all because they got this Dusa, and she's definitely super strong in the late game, and Complexity don't have any counters. Alright, Kyle just drops a tombstone in the high. They thought the rest of EG were there. They're actually going to go on to Sumail. Again, he still has the Aegis for like another 30 seconds at this point, and a fight will break out. Fear gets caught out by Chessie, bursted down, almost getting killed on the courier, but Sumail will not manage to get the last hit off as the shield comes out. And the Aegis expiring very soon. I'm doing the calculations properly. RTZ farming up. We'll have his assault carriers very soon. Vegas. There we go. Level 18 on Samael now. He has the maxed out Stone Gaze, and soon he'll have the plus 800 mana. I believe that's what the talent is going to go for him. Once he has that, I mean, it looks funny as a talent on like a Agi carry, but considering Medusa's mana shield, that's a lot of extra survivability. I can do the math to figure out how much, but not. And in the top lane, we're going to see Kyle finish up his mana boots finally, or he's going to go for that at this point. I actually don't think so. Alright, what? Alright, Universe playing a little bit too overly aggressively here. He was just pushing out the waves. He gets caught out by Moo and Chessie. He goes down there. Not too big of a deal, I would say. Complexity not going to be able to get much out of it. I mean, 13k net worth lead for EG at this point. And RTZ will have his assault carriers very soon. And once that comes up, I just don't know how they kill anyone on the side of EG. Moo comes in with a pretty hopeful initiation. Instead, he's going to cut out by crit again with the stolen burrow strike, killing him in his place. And EG can even look to go mid now with Moo dead 40 seconds. But again, they're not in a rush at all. Solar Crest coming out soon for Fear. And for now, what is Complexity's game plan? This Mirana, I mean, I can see why they picked it. I did call it. And she's pretty good this game. Is able to scout out Roshan. But the problem was Samael just dominated Limp in this 1v1 lane. And because of how the side lanes were playing out with this Enchantress, putting a lot of pressure on the safe lane of Complexity, they couldn't afford to put any supports mid. Again, with AA and Undying in the game, neither of them can really sit mid and pressure the Dusa at all. It's really required that both are there for them to have any impact at all. Otherwise, Samael just played back, you know, doesn't really care about Undying slowly decaying him. But you see a team fight break out here as Chessie gets taken down low. Nice two-man stun from Moo. Chessie actually will just TP away. Here comes the burst. A blast wasn't even needed as he popped to the Caustic Finale, but Samael is still here at full HP, and I don't see how they're killing him. Gets the snakes, burning their mana. Cleans up the tombstone here as well as some extra bonus gold for him, and he's building to the butterfly as his next item. Can disassemble his mom for that. Oh, Chessie comes in, wants to kill there, gets a 4-second stun on Samael, but they find Moo in the backline. The Dream Call comes out only onto one. Moo gets his stun away, but they will burst him down with the puck. And uh-oh, Chessie gets frozen. And he's not even going to commit his ultimate. He realizes that it's pretty much worthless at this point. I mean, if he commits it early, Samael is just going to use one ability, and there goes all his illusions. There goes his ultimate. Samael pushing in through the mid lane. He's just denying the catapult there. Alright. He's going to continue to farm up. Soon he's going to get that level 20 power spike with RTZ about to reach level 18 soon. That's the 40% status resistance. I mean, we've seen some ridiculousness in this game already where he just gets stunned. You think he's dead and he just walks away. And alright, speaking of someone getting stunned, there's the lift into the burrow strike. The stolen leap as well from Crit. It's going to leap forward to finish off the kill. Doesn't even need to as Samael comes in with the Mask of Madness. There's the damage to finish off Limp, and he's dead for 58 seconds. No buyback, as I believe he did commit it in the last fight there. Yep, he did. It's on cooldown for 30 seconds. No buyback for Complexity, and now they're in trouble as EG are breaching high ground. Here comes the snakes. That's super annoying. Level 20 Medusa with 800 mana, 2,000 mana on this Dusa. I don't know how Samael dies. Even got the ice armor creep. And alright, they got the ice armor, they got the medallion. Samael is untouchable. Ortiz is just here in the back to, you know, give some extra armor as well. And toss Chessie back, and he's just gonna give up. He actually was stunned. Actually. Kyle just sitting there watching his team die. There's nothing to do, and EG has taken this game. Complexity are completely out of it. I'm gonna call it here. They haven't called it yet. They're sticking in there with the toss back onto Kyle. I wouldn't be surprised if they call GG very soon here. I think they're looking for one last fight. Move buying back with both Kyle as well as Chessie dead. They're even going to attempt to deny there on the racks, but Samael's just unkillable. I mean, he's at full HP. He's at full mana. He's a butterfly soon. The arrow does hit onto Fear, but he's going to get tossed back. Again, I feel like EG can just win the game right now. Butterfly actually was flying out to him. TZ low on mana and HP will TP the Shrine. Roshan up in 30 seconds. And with that, I actually don't know what Complexity do at all. And the CK pick looked real good, and then this Dusa pick just came out of nowhere. I feel like they should have banned it. What did they ban out? They banned out the Ogre, right? Yeah, so they suspected a, Did they ban the Ogre last? I'm trying to remember. I believe they did. So they thought it was a mid-puck for Sumail, and that's what I thought as well. And I realized, wait, you can take Dusa here and you counter everyone on the side of Complexity. And that's exactly what happened here. They actually will be able to kill Sumail. Complexity showing some life in this game. They're doing a ton of damage here. Now heroes are starting to fall. The strongest hero is dead on the side of EG, but don't forget about Ortiz. He's fairly strong himself here. Oh god, he just cleaves Z-Freak there and he dies. Moves a lot of trouble here as well. Gets away though. Gets a stun onto crit. Blinks to the right. Universe reads the wrong direction, but Ortiz in their base, slapping some racks with his tree. Or one Rax. The other Rax is already gone. And they actually do manage to burst Sumail there. They had to commit pretty much everything, but they had enough damage with everything. Alright, they do go for the medallion on Kyle. What does Mu have? Same items from the last game. One for the urn as well. Didn't keep tabs on him. Did he go for the drums first this game? I feel like he did as well. Maybe not. I haven't been keeping a close eye on Mu. It's mostly an EG, in all EG game this game. Complexity has been playing mostly passive, just sitting back. Alright, Maelstrom on Kyle. Alright, interesting, interesting. We do got the Midas on Z-Freak. He has the Force Staff as well, and he's going to go for a Veil just for that extra damage. Limp. Potentially in trouble. Pops the Moonlight Shadow. The Sentry gets dropped. Crit comes in with the lift. Oh, mistimes the Burst Strike, but doesn't matter. Universe is here with the Dream Coil. The toss back as well. And Sumail actually finishing off the kill. They find another here as Kyle gets caught out. Here's the toss back. And that just feels so bad when you're playing against Tiny. And fortunately for them, they don't have the toss. It requires no target. And I feel like this is more of a talent to troll your team, so you can toss them to the fountain, as we see Sing Sing do. You've been watching the stream recently, but now with a 25k advantage, KG is just gonna go high ground. They're committing everything onto Sumail again. The Ice Blast did connect, and I do think they will have enough damage to finish him off. He's still tanking through it. He finally will pop. He has buyback, but remember, Arteezy is still here and he's full HP. You commit everything onto Sumail and suddenly you have nothing for Arteezy. He cleans up the fight. Universe gets another kill here. GG is called, and EG will be going to the Dream League Season 8 Grand Finals, where Complexity is going to play against DC next. I don't know if I'm going to cast that, but again, if you enjoyed this cast, make sure you leave a like down below, and also be sure to subscribe as well, as I'm uploading every single day. So if you want to be notified, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And again, sometimes I do live casts if you enjoy the live cast, but I also make guides and replay commentaries. I do a lot on this channel right now. I'm just popping out that content so I can grow my channel. So I appreciate it a lot if you just hit me with the subscribe. You don't have to watch all my videos. Maybe click on it for the culture here. So I'm trying to do my thing here in Dota. So I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out. Well played there from EG, and surprise Medusa pick coming out. I was glad I covered the draft because it really told the story of this game. Without that last pick, Dusa, the game would have been entirely different for EG, and Complexity would have probably won, I would say. But very good last pick coming out from them there, and I'm surprised that Complexity didn't see it. That's why they need a coach. I'm already coaching for a team right now. I'm on contract, but if they had a coach there, guaranteed you he would have seen that. He was like, yo, EG has been picking Dusa. Don't forget about the Dusa. And for sure, that's what lost them the game. You just have to chalk it down to that. Again, their laning stage didn't go well either, but I feel like even if their laning stage went good, I just don't see how they win against EG. So again, I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out. I don't want to extend this outro for too long.